I never thought that we would see the day where Diddy would get arrested, and I told you guys in that Maria Z interview in 2021 that no one tells on Diddy. P. Diddy. Alright? Just the same way nobody tells on Denzel Washington. We've tried to tell you everything that we can, and now we have people messaging us, investigators, people that want to talk now, when now it's because it's trending. We're still not on the subject of the kids. All the adults are covering their asses. All the adults are, I left at a certain time, yet you knew children were there.
I've been to plenty Diddy parties. I left early. I swear to you, I've never seen
the stuff that they claim to be going on.
I never seen it.
You ever been to one of Diddy parties?
Yeah, I've been in attendance. Not, hey, what the f*** smirking for?
You seen it?
I've been in attendance.
We just asking regular questions.
That's all I said. I said I've been in attendance. I have been in attendance.
We never been. We just asking.
We just asking.
Yeah. As soon as you asked, he said,
You had fun?
I ain't seen that.
yeah, you did.
I ain't seen that.
Yeah, I had fun. Yeah, I mean, it was a party. I wasn't at one of them parties.
You knew these parties were not okay. They weren't freak-offs. They were satanic ritual orgies. It wasn't just adults in these parties. The adults were responsible for the child slaves that were in the party. And one of those children were me. The election is canceled. Because everybody that you love, you don't live in the world you think you do. Everybody that you think is not guilty is about to show you who they really are. Because we tried to have a case with Child Protective Services. We gave them 8 months worth of evidence. 8 months worth of evidence. With other people who are running to cover their ass and deleting their social medias. Pink, Megan Fox, Tyra Banks, Steve Harvey.
And the worst part is, she got receipts.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.
When the Cat Williams interview dropped several months ago, I, just like I'm sure everybody else, considered that to be the biggest interview of the year for obvious reasons. I think the views speak for it. I think the reaction. I think the backlash. I think everything that came with that interview, I think speaks for itself. That's until about a week ago, in my opinion, this guy by the name of Jonathan Hay, who's an industry publicist, has worked in the music industry, has worked in the industry for some time, went onto this platform called Truth Is here on YouTube. You should go check out that channel, and said a lot of things that Cat Williams has said, but in my opinion, I think he took it a step further, talking about a lot of things that these celebrities do behind the scenes. Well, that's until I interviewed him like 3 or 4 days later, and that interview went viral, right? The interview is sitting at almost 700,000 views in just a week. Well, that's until today. I came across this video of a woman by the name of Allison Lelaney Carter, who has said a lot of crazy things. Like, a lot is happening here in the year of 2024, bro. Like this is a lot. But this interview right here, well, not this interview, this video right here that I'm about to show you is absolutely groundbreaking. It's absolutely groundbreaking. She talks about, she's accusing Diddy, and she has been accusing Diddy for years. So it's not like she's just hopping on the bandwagon and it's a trend. No, she's been accusing Diddy for years. It's documented. And she's upset because people weren't believing her. Authorities were not taking her claim serious until now, when it's popular and it's a trend and he's been arrested. Now they want to listen to her. She accused people like Young Jock. I believe it. She accused people like Birdman. I believe it. But she also accused people like Denzel Washington. I don't know these people. I'm not defending these people. But let's be honest. Objectively speaking, as clean of a career as Denzel Washington has had, even the movie roles that he has, he's very particular even about those. That's a bit surprising. But I believe her. I absolutely believe her. The amount of detail that she goes into in this video, talking about what she experienced with these celebrities, is mind-blowing. Before we watch the video, man, I'm going to ask you to like the video, subscribe to the channel. But I'm also going to read out the affidavit. She didn't post all of it, but what she did post, I'm going to read it out to you. Let's check it out. All right, here's the affidavit. It says, Brian Christopher Williams, a.k.a. Birdman, a.k.a. Baby, date of birth 2/15/69. Number 2, Denzel Hayes Washington Jr. Number 3, Sean Love Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy. And Giselle Amon Robinson, a.k.a. Young Jock. The Playboy Mansion after party held in Simi Valley on or around 2009-2010 while I was in foster care. I, Allison Lelaney Carter, previously known as, and she blanks the name out, Outlaw Test, under oath, the following account of my and all my altered parts, personal experiences to be true and accurate to the best of our knowledge regarding the Playboy Mansion after party attended by Birdman, Denzel, Diddy, and Young Jock. My date of birth is 2/15/94, and this party was on or around, and it cuts off there. And I was born in 94 as well, so we talking about in what year she's saying? She's saying this was in 2009, 2010. So that's 14 years ago. So she had to been around, what, 15, 16 years old? This is very small writing, but it says, favors mean that the kids are literally set on a table and had to work for people to come choose them for sex. Once they were done having sex, the kids were placed back on the party favor table, and someone else could. You know what? I'm not gonna read this. I'm not gonna read this. I mean, I'm just not gonna read this. Y'all are gonna. I'll put it on the screen. Y'all can read it. And y'all can just pause the screen. I'm not reading that, bro. Like, that's absolutely disgusting. It's disheartening. It angers me. It upsets me. It saddens me. It infuriates me. I'm not reading that, bro. Like, I'm already putting this video on YouTube to begin with. I'm not reading that, bro. Y'all can read that, bro. I'm not reading it out loud. Let's see if this portion here is a little better. It says, there was no one to elf backstage. This comedian broke the no backdoor sex rule and had, oh my gosh, I'm not reading this, bro. I'm not reading this. I'm just going to give you a summary. Essentially, she said that she attended while underage. She said, first and foremost, she said she was a part of child trafficking. She was a part of a child trafficking ring to an extent, right? Essentially. She said she attended this Playboy Mansion party where she was the party favorite. As a child, she was placed on tables, and the adults that was attending this party would come through, and they would get to choose what child they wanted, etc., etc. And she said that it was so many different celebrities and different people that she recognized that she can't remember them all. But she vividly remembered Birdman. She vividly remembered Denzel Washington. She vividly remembers Young Jock and Diddy, which are very specific people that are in some cases not even affiliated with each other, which makes it all that more believable in my opinion.
I never thought that we would see the day where Diddy would get arrested. And I told you guys in that Maria Z interview in 2021 that no one tells on Diddy. P. Diddy. All right? Just the same way nobody tells on Denzel Washington. People don't usually talk and stop and think about the children victims that are going through things right now as we speak, and the ones who suffered through all this bullshit. I decided to stop for a second and do some projects with projects all around, because we just said, you know what? This is our life. It's not changing. We stopped somewhere, and I've been hiding. My mom and I have been hiding. We've had our head down. We've tried to back up. We even tried to tell you everything that we can, and now we have people messaging us, investigators, people that want to talk now, when now it's because it's trending. We're still not on the subject of the kids. All the adults are covering their asses. All the adults are, I left at a certain time, yet you knew children were there. You knew these parties were not okay. They weren't freak-offs. They were satanic ritual orgies. Get it straight. It wasn't just adults in these parties. The adults were responsible for the child slaves that were in the party. And one of those children were me. Now, those who are trying to come at us now, talking like, oh, well, now the Diddy's out, now that you can talk. For why? Because We tried to have a case with Child Protective Services. We gave them 8 months worth of evidence. 8 months worth of evidence. That didn't even do a crumb. They took that case and they hid it. If you are a survivor and if you are a real victim, be careful. Because these hotline numbers that they're putting out, I don't trust them. I wouldn't do it.
They take your information to see what you have.
They're taking inventory.
And then they shut it down. They're taking inventory. So don't trust them. Don't trust the feds. Don't trust the judges. All y'all. You're all guilty. You're all corrupt. Any attorney that's taking money to defend Diddy, you're nasty and vile.
That's blood money.
That's blood money.
That's all blood money. You do know that, right? Whether you take money for him to shut up, whether you take money from him for period, that's blood money. I don't want anybody's money. You see all the people running? They're ducking and hiding because everybody knows that there is children there. But we're still not talking about the kids yet. When are we going to talk about the kids? Everybody's demanding something from the victims. Why aren't you demanding it from the news? You know he's about to turn into another Epstein, and then the list follows and it circles back into a web. So why isn't anybody demanding any information on the kids? Huh?
Where'd that supply chain come from?
Do you think that thousands of bottles worth of baby oil was for thousands of who? $65,000 worth of hot dogs and pizza was for who? Trafficking over the border was for who? Child Protective Services is your supplier. Is anybody going to talk about that? The immigrants that are coming across the border, that all those kids that they were just scooping up out of boats and out of the water, they're now coming in and they're throwing them right into the system. Aurora, Colorado, Springfield, Ohio. Where do you think all those kids are going? This ain't about an election anymore. Y'all know that, right? The election is canceled. Because everybody that you love, you don't live in the world you think you do. Everybody that you think is not guilty is about to show you who they really are. I've been screaming for years. So now, if you see me over here trying to live a normal life and tying up loose ends as justice, mind your f***ing business. Nobody ever thinks about the victims. Nobody. The victims' lives get turned around when the predators' lives want to just get announced. You slap them on the wrist and you bring up every source of trauma for the victim. But nobody wants to stop and think about that. We're not talking about the victims that are still going through the shit right now with other people who are running to cover their ass and deleting their social medias. Pink, Megan Fox, Tyra Banks, Steve Harvey. Why you running? Our PTSD lives on every damn day that they did what they did. But it's only talked about when it's trending. We got legal evidence to drop. I just don't know what's the point. Yeah, I was at a Diddy party. I was one of the party favors. But I told you, nobody tells on Diddy. Maria Z, I did that interview in 2021. 7 months ago. We made sure, I already knew, that Diddy and Oprah is about to get arrested. I already knew that 7-8 months ago. We went and made sure there were sworn documents. We have them. When we went to Colorado for the A to Z event, we had a lot of legal evidence that we made sure we already had because we knew a list of people were about to get got. You can't run for that long. I'm just shocked we're finally seeing the day.
Listen, man, I believe her. I believe every single word that she says. The only thing is for me is how this is going to play out in court, right? It's not about what you know. It's about what you can prove in a court of law. And I just, as far as like hardcore evidence, not just against Diddy, because we know it looks like he's going down, but something that should be talked about that a lot of people are overlooking, because the video that I did with Jonathan Hay, a lot of people in the comment section were and still are saying, I don't care about people being bisexual. I don't care about a person's sexuality. I care about if they messing with underage kids. I understand that. But this is what y'all are missing. Y'all are missing the forest for the trees. Of course, we don't want our children tampered with. And that's infuriating. And it upsets all of us. But think about something. She said these were not freak-offs. These were satanic rituals. I'm going to say it again. She said these were not freak-offs, which is what they're calling it in the indictments for Diddy. These were satanic rituals. So in other words, she said, when you look at the fact of all the things that he's charged with, she said, why do you think that he was doing all of that? How do you think he was able to do all of that? Who do you think he was doing all that for? 1,000 bottles of baby oil? What would you need 1,000 bottles of baby oil as one person for? A lot of y'all are laughing about it and just calling them freaky. It's deeper than that. When we weighing in on these people who claim to be heterosexual, have wives, and a part of the industry, and people wonder how certain people get in certain positions because it's tied to bigger things, bro. It's other stuff going on. She said, you're not living in the world that you think you're living in. She said these politicians, these people, these celebrities, the people that you think are the most innocent, they're the ones that's also guilty as well. Think about that. Satanic rituals, bro. A lot of y'all call it conspiracy theories and have been calling it conspiracy theories for so long that it's just tired and played out. It's clearly much bigger things going on, bro. And this interview right here, bro, like, YouTube may not even allow me to post this. But if they are, share this video, bro. Share this woman's story, bro. Even if it's in the court of public opinion, bro, we got to get these folks out of here, bro. Like, time's up. These are the folks that are praised, man. Worshipped. At this point, the word conspiracy theory shouldn't even exist anymore when it comes to the music industry. Hop in the comment section and give me your thoughts, man. Prayers go out to this woman. Prayers go out to all the other victims. This is crazy, man.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.